In this course, we will be learning about Angular through building a real application. This application is called Angular Event Reg, and we're not talking about some simple Hello World application. This application will have a reasonable amount of features. When we are done, we should have written around 500 lines of JavaScript and 200 lines of HTML, plus tests. Now realize that this is a showcase application and not necessarily a reference application on best practices, especially for things that are external to what Angular itself actually handles, such as CSS, deployment, data access, performance, and other concerns like that. We will be showing quite a few best practices with Angular itself, but as Angular is relatively new, many best practices are yet to be discovered, and Angular is evolving all the time. New versions are regularly released, and with each new version, new best practices are waiting to be found. One of our goals here is not to just teach you how to use Angular, but how to use Angular in a real-world application. This should give you the confidence you need to go and start your own Angular application from scratch. Now let's look at the major features of Event Reg. Event Reg is an application for creating and viewing Angular events or conferences, and for viewing and voting for the sessions available at these events. So the first major feature of Event Reg is the ability to show a list of Angular events. From that list, the user can click on an event to see that event's details, including a list of sessions and the details on each session. Also, users should be able to create new sessions and events. There will be some validation here so that the necessary information is available on each event. Users who created an event or a session should be able to edit that event or session. Next, any operations that require knowing who the user is should require the user to log in. As such, users should be able to freely register a new user account and should be able to edit their account. Since we want to have a realistic application, we are going to be sending data to and from a server. Therefore, we will need some kind of server technology in place. You can really use any technology that you want, but in this course, we will show you how to build and use both a Node server and an ASP.NET MVC server if you're on Windows. Of course, the Node server will run on both Windows and Linux. We will be making AJAX calls to the server just like we would in a real application, so it will show us what it's like to run Angular in a more production-like environment. For this application, we will be using Twitter Bootstrap to make the styling easier. In addition, we will be using an open source theme for Bootstrap so that we have a slightly more interesting look and feel. Here's a screenshot of the finished application with that Bootstrap theme. So that, in a nutshell, is the application that we are going to be building in this course.